As a political streamer, it's obvious that people will disagree with you.
He was farther left than he let on.
But that wouldn't explain why people make such bold comments about your audience.
Chill. His chat are terrorists.
And it also doesn't explain why you pull out a gun and threaten viewers on your own live stream.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not a threat on someone's fucking life?
And after all this, he seems very protected by Twitch.
You can say that you 10 toes down support the Houthis. That doesn't get you banned. But if you criticize a manifesto, that does. I'm sorry, make it make sense.
From the very start of his career right to where we are now, we're going to find what led HasanAbi down this path. We're talking support for terrorism, extreme amounts of slander, to even threatening his viewers on his own stream, and how HasanAbi used controversy to become absolutely immortal. Hasan Piker started his career as a political commentator back in 2013 when he joined the Young Turks. This was after he was interning his final year at Rutgers University. Now at this point, TYT weren't even a political platform, but a YouTube channel to provide comedic entertainment, with Hasan's videos purely consisting of edgy humour.
I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut.
So obviously we're off to a great start, and as years passed, Hasan would find himself getting more political. After working in the ad sales and business department, he became a host and a producer. One of his first major talking points was The Breakdown in 2016, which was a Facebook group that targeted young adults into left-wing ideas, which became extremely popular during the Bernie Sanders campaigns. After loads of hard work, he'd make his first breakthrough in 2019, where he launched his own podcast called Agit Pop with Hasan Piker. The podcast seemed to do really well as it resonated with his current audience, and as time passed, his brand only increased in size. However, to this day, nearly all evidence of the Agit Prop podcast has been destroyed. There are a few re-uploaded archives found on YouTube, and only the first episode can be found on the Young Turks with over 100,000 views. With all the recent success on TYT, he wanted a closer connection with his audience. This is when he first went live on Facebook to promote his newly made Twitch channel.
That if you click on that link, I do a live video kind of similar to the one I'm doing right now. It's an opportunity for me to connect with you guys at a deeper level for longer periods of time.
And little did he know this would be the start of a brand new career in the streaming space. Moving into 2019, HasanAbi would see so much success on YouTube and Twitch. He peaked with 160,000 subscribers and averaged 20k viewers per stream. This redefined what political streaming was, with big charity events and viral election coverages. He was becoming the face of the Gen Z era for the leftist Twitch viewers, becoming more influential in his opinions, and was assembling an audience that all agreed with him. So where did it all go wrong? On August 21st, 2019, Hasan found himself getting very heated in one of his streams, and he ended up saying something that people found very offensive.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it, I'm saying it.
We're there to partner with them.
With such an outrageous statement being said, Twitch acted very quickly. They ended up giving him a 1-week ban, and he ended up trying to play it off as satire. Despite this, the comments stuck with many people, with even XQC in 2024 saying that people say certain things due to the current narrative in the media. This would be one of the first time in Twitch's history people really started to question Hasan as a political streamer, with Crenshaw responding saying he represents an outrage culture which is being increasingly promoted through the current years. But if there was one thing that Hasan learnt from this experience, is that controversy stirs up views. Going into 2020, Hasan wanted to take streaming more seriously, hence why he fully left TYT to go full-time on Twitch, even calling Twitch the political renaissance. He ended up spending a lot of time away from politics, besides the election debate between Joe Biden and Trump. During these streams, he'd be live for sometimes 12 hours at a time, sometimes reaching over 200,000 viewers. And because Twitch is a gaming platform, he ended up joining the Among Us phase, in which he collabed with Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, which exposed him to 700,000 viewers. All of this viewership started to turn into real profit, as in late 2020 he revealed that he had over 50,000 subscribers on Twitch. This roughly equates to around $200,000 to $250,000, despite all the donations donations he was getting per stream. Eventually in 2021, Hasan dropped 2.7 million on a West Hollywood mansion. Many were concerned as it contrasted his socialist persona. People called it hypocritical, while his defenders argued it was fine to profit within the system. With the continuous need to grow his brand, he ended up going on the Leftovers podcast with Ethan Klein. The podcast was about capitalizing on drama and freedom of speech, but had comedic and political analysis. Just the premiere alone hit 1 million views in total in just 24 hours. However, all of this positive growth ended up coming to an end at the end of December in 2021. This is when he got banned for saying the word on stream.
What is going on? Bro, what is happening right now? Is there like a fucking crazy... Is there like a crazy fucking Twitch mod right now that just like is banning every single one of my mods right now? Deactivating their accounts? What the fuck is going on?
These mods were getting banned for saying a slur that Hasan is completely okay with.
Something I've talked about so many times too, because it's like white boys love fucking saying like cracker is the same as the N-word, cracker is the same as the N-word, right? It's really stupid. It's not like the etymology of the word is different. Like cracker means literally whip cracker. It comes from whip cracker. So the power still is in the hands of the white person in that situation, whereas the N-word is dehumanizing.
His entire logic here is that the word is not as bad as the other word, which doesn't really explain why someone would want to be called that in the first place. Anyway, we find that he doubles down even on his Twitch stream, like we're finding that he does a lot in these situations.
I've been called a cracker more times than every single one of you fucking pasty little cracker bitches in my chat, okay?
He then confirms on Twitter that this is why he got banned, and showed no remorse for his actions. A few months passed after his initial ban, and then he found himself commentating over a censored TV clip. During reacting to this live, Hasan gets hit with a 48-hour Twitch ban for copyright violation. He ended up putting out a tweet calling them Nazis, also saying they're abusing copyright, calling them absolutely pathetic. But days after this happening, he's allowed to go to the Streamer Awards on camera with the hosts of QT Cinderella and Maya Higa. This is where Hasan, growing as a celebrity, has Twitch bail him out of situations more quickly. At this point, Hasan had been hanging around Destiny for quite some time. Destiny, being another left-wing political streamer, was clearly an idol for Hasan, and this is what he had to say when they first talked on call together.
Alright, he said, alright, Destiny said, yeah, call if you want. Alright, let's bring in a professional here, okay? Hey, what's going on, dude?
Hey, I heard you're finally ready to join the Minecraft server, dude.
Finally ready to join the Minecraft server? What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you.
Since the lack of political streamers on the platform, it meant that these two got on very easily, so much that they actually became very good friends. Hasan even saying this when they first met in person.
Your fans are crazy. I mean, they're awesome. They love you. And yeah.
Yeah, they can be a little eccentric sometimes.
No, I have no problem with them. I think they're dope.
Okay.
I'm jealous of how you've cultivated such a rabid fan base.
Now, despite meeting common ground and suddenly becoming friends, it wouldn't be long before they had beef with each other. And this all became public when Hasan said this on stream.
No, the real thing that he wants to connect it back to is that he's butthurt that I've surpassed him on his own fucking platform, which he thought was his own like little kingdom. That's the real fucking reason, okay? That's it. Yeah, let's be real. That was originally the real reason why he got mad at me too, and like wanted to sever the connection. It just backfired on him.
So Hasan doesn't give us a lot of details of what actually happened between them. However, when Destiny responded on a podcast, this is what he had to say.
We went over it, and then we kind of friendship developed. We hung out in real life. I think when I came to LA, I think I slept on his couch. We played with his dog. We were like kind of friends. And as time went on, I think he was a little bit more, he was farther left than he let on.
And because of this, Destiny would have different opinions to Hasan on certain topics. One of the major points being the critiquing of Kamala Harris. Now I don't want to get too in depth in the politics, but he essentially listed off a bunch of things that weren't nice about her.
And it's like 7 or 8 horrible things about Kamala Harris. And I'm like, okay, I know at least 1 or 2 of these things are not fully accurate. So I'm going to do all the research. I'm going to have all the sources, and we're going to have a long conversation about it, so that now when I provide criticism to him, it's not going to be like this horrible, like just me saying something flippantly or whatever. It's going to be like substantial criticism.
And this is where Destiny's highlighting that Hasan has a bit of a problem taking criticism, as he's implying whenever Hasan thinks that you are disagreeing with him, you're either wrong or you're just stupid. When Destiny confronts him with the information about Kamala Harris, this is what Hasan had to say.
This is genuinely a problem where we're having a semantics argument over something that I admit is probably could have been worded better. And then that is enough for so many people to be like, oh, Hasan is a fucking incel. Like, there's people in your chat saying like Hasan's incel is showing, and it's so fucking annoying that you guys are supposed to be my fucking allies, that you would be so critical and so uncharitable in this circumstance just because Destiny is like even looking at this from a critical perspective. This is something that really frustrates me. Sorry, I'm gonna calm the fuck down, but it is genuinely infinitely fucking alright, whatever.
The short temper that Hasan shows here is a poor quality to have if anyone tries to criticize you. Hasan addresses this in an interview where he explains that his uncle had such high expectations for him.
And even when there was demonstrable success, because of, I guess, fears that Jank would come across as like doing nepotism, he would go extra hard on me and would just be like, all right, cool IP. We're just gonna give it to everyone else in the company now. It's the company's IP. So it definitely just like put a chip on my shoulder.
This is a direct link between his behavior and how he receives criticism, which explains his fiery nature when anyone tries to make fun of him or insult him. And this quality became more evident to others when he would join the Raj Royale podcast in 2023. For context, Hasan's trying to explain a point to the rest of the group. Destiny comes at the end and finishes the point for him.
I vote for Destiny. It's like I wish Destiny could just come in at the beginning and give us the right answer right away instead of making us wait.
So we didn't have to list a fucking Hasan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me
like we have the cheat sheet right here.
Honestly, like
it's funny because like the only way
it's such a fucking retarded thing to say. Like, I'm sorry, but like if you can't comprehend the fucking shit that I'm saying, it's on you, okay? I'm doing as best as I'm doing.
Hey, yeah, Wes.
You said the R word.
He literally said the exact same thing that I just said. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
You can say retard on Twitch. Zeta Poppin says it all the time.
Fuck Twitch then. Dude, don't fucking ask me to be on if this is the shit that you're gonna pull, Raj. Like, seriously.
What did I pull?
What?
What did I pull?
Oh, put Destiny in the chat. Fucking have Destiny on.
I didn't put Destiny in the poll. He's not in the poll. I was joking. He's not in the poll.
I know he's not in the fucking poll, dipshit. I'm saying that it's pissing me off because you're devaluing my perspective, which is ongoing.
No, that had nothing to do with
fucking chat.
Hasan,
and also with the people you're talking to right now.
Hasan, that had nothing. I was just saying because Destiny came into the show late after I tried to get him on the show.
95% of your fucking Discord is like Hasan is so dumb. Hasan is so dumb.
Look, relax,
95%
dude.
of the fucking chat is like Hasan is so stupid.
At this point, everyone starts to understand how touchy Hasan really is. Even so, they all apologized and said that they were joking afterwards. Hasan even shares that this is what annoys him the most.
On top of that, it's like someone fucking unscrewing a cap all the way to the end and then him popping it open and then everyone will be like, oh, it's great.
Look,
and Destiny is brilliant and he's definitely a more effective orator than myself. But if it's an ongoing thing over and over again where everyone's like, Hasan is so fucking dumb, Hasan is so stupid, Hasan is such a fucking commie, then I don't need to be here. I don't need to fucking bust my ass every goddamn day.
Let's get all the feelings out.
No, I'm done. I'm done. You guys are right.
No.
I was overreacting.
And since then, Hasan has frequently crashed out a lot on stream. Most notably in 2024 when he said kill Rick Scott in a live stream. Rick Scott being a US senator.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
This clip then got picked up by the news, and he was banned off Twitch very quickly. And this affected Hasan more than he anticipated. Since the end of 2024, his sub count and his views dropped by 20%. He also had sponsors pull their ads away from him. However, Twitch did nothing to reduce his visibility, because by this time, the new Twitch CEO would come to power, and that was Dan Clancy. Hasan needed a way to regain his audience, and at this point it was very well known that Israel and Palestine were at war with each other, and what better controversy than Hasan going live with a Houthi soldier, praising them and calling them Luffy from One Piece. In other words, actively supporting terrorism.
We can preface it with that. Does he know what One Piece is?
أول شيء بقول لك إنه ممكن هذا السؤال يكون شوي أهبل بس بسألك تعرف شو هو One Piece؟ عمرك سمعت ب One Piece؟
أكيد يعني منذ الطفولة وأنا أشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
And the reaction of this live stream was absolutely explosive, calling Hasan out as a terrorist promoter and sympathizer. It didn't take long before he got his first ban, and this is what Tectone had to say about it.
And great news just happened. Holy shit, Hasan finally got fucking banned.
Tectone extremely happy, of course, since at this point a lot of Hasan's credibility has been lost.
How long is he getting banned for, Twitch? How long? How long? How long is enough? If this is a 24-hour ban, this isn't a punishment, this is a joke.
And spoiler alert, it was. And at this point, many people believe that Hasan is being backed up by Twitch in every scenario. And this became really evident when Hasan would turn up to a peaceful protest. In this peaceful protest, they were smashing cars up, burning them, and also blocking public roads, which is all illegal. And even though Hasan is breaking all the rules of the TOS, he still remains unbanned and one of the highly most promoted Twitch users on the platform. Now, alarm bells started ringing when people sort of understood what kind of audience Hasan was appealing to. And this is when people did some digging on who Hasan's moderators were. A very familiar name was coming up as Gorbichev, a Hasan moderator over his 40s, who's posted countless amounts of disgusting tweets online, with Asmongold reacting to it as he made a personal tweet about him killing his mother.
There was an individual. This person has decided to go out, say that Imru hangs out with every rapist that she meets, and to say that Israelis are fine. This had nothing to do with Israelis, it had to do with React content. And this person is making all of this up and farming hate on someone who doesn't even know what the fuck a Zionist is. It gets worse. The person that's doing it, I know this sounds crazy, they are an administrator, a Twitch mod that has been ordained by Hasan, and it gets even worse than that. Well, this was them, what is this, a few days ago. Attention, if you're protesting in LA today, please stop by the Kobe and Gigi mural and make sure it's still ruined.
It's clear that some of Hasan's fans are literally crazy, and whether Hasan promoting terrorism, as serious as he is or not, is having a direct impact on the audience he's building. This is where the biggest streamers got involved and had their take on the situation.
My shit was moderated down to a crisp, brother. We were on lock with this shit.
Dude,
we were chill.
His chat are terrorists. Like his chat are, I'm not joking. Watch his stream. They're all terrorists. I'm not even joking. Dude, it's insane. I'm like, how is this allowed?
If you think about the definition of what that is, true.
I know.
They do propagate actual, some of them,
terrorism.
Actual terroristic ideology. That's a problem.
You'd think Twitch would moderate their site better, hence why everyone started to raise questions about their moderation team. You realize they sent a personal message to Hasan for his birthday, which they've never done on the history of Twitch to any other streamer. When Hasan realized he could abuse this power, is when he went live and he had someone in his stream annoying him. And like Hasan would do in these situations, he would try and milk for controversy. This is when he would pull out a gun and say, "What are you going to do, little bro?"
Fuck are you gonna do, bro? Write a petition? Let's do a crusade, he says. Let's do a fucking crusade, he says. Let's hang Hasan and Mamdani for treason, he says.
Many people's reactions were beyond belief.
Saying, what the fuck are you gonna do, little bro? Now guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not a threat on someone's fucking life?
The irony in this clip is that he was trying to threaten someone on his live stream. Now, as bad as that sounds, he's now breaking 2 rules in the TOS. And this was doxing. He tried leaking the guy's social media, but this wasn't even the right guy. And as a result of this, nothing happened. Using your audience to find someone's details, to tell thousands of people who support you who have terroristic ideologies. Now, he went on live recently with Stravos and has some very interesting things to say about it.
People are saying young. That's true. You're washed, bitch.
Oh, true.
You're fucking.
You're the same age as me.
Yeah,
Aren't
but
you older than me?
But I accept it. You're trying to be young. I see your big ass pants.
But look at my fucking beard. I have white beard hair.
No, you're. What about this fucking chain link bullshit?
What do you mean?
You know what you're doing. You know what you're fucking doing. I accept who I am. You're gonna pretend to be young so long. It's gonna be so fucking pathetic.
But I just.
Stravros trying to put Hasan on edge to try and break the fake personality that he believes he puts on. Tectone having a similar approach, saying the amount of jewelry he has doesn't reflect socialist ideas.
You, Hasan, have to buy hundreds of thousands of different outfits and clothes and accessories and surgeries and transplants and chemicals you're all injecting into your body just so nobody understands how little beneath the surface there actually is.
Crazy.
So, oh my God, and 2 golden rings? There's more. Every time he moves, he spawns like 8 other pieces of gold. What the fuck?
And that's pretty much where we are to this day. Now, I may have left some certain things out for the purpose of this video, as I strictly wanted to keep it to the major contributors to the Hasan we see today. Now, we spent this whole video explaining who HasanAbi is, but one thing still feels uncertain. Is he someone who's put on a facade this whole time, saying very controversial things to increase his wealth? Or is he a genuine left-wing advocate and has developed very extreme views on the world around him? I guess that's for you guys to debate in the comments. Anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a subscribe and a like is always appreciated. And I'll see you guys